I can't get my...
Yeah.
I can't get my... yes, Robbie, that's lovely. Good morning, Rob. I can't get my volume thing off. There we go. Just do these. Good morning, everybody. I'm just doing my homework. I got sidetracked with paper piecing and stuff. I've just got to do these because there's an absolute massive stuff under today's code, and I'm going to break it down a little bit for you if you don't want to look through the whole lot later on. So I'm just doing this. If you've got a pen and paper, you're going to need a pen and paper this morning. I needed a pen and paper, so you're going to need a pen and paper. Nearly finished. So it's going to, where are you? Are you here? It's going to be a hot one. It's a hot one. I'm looking at the window and it's sort of got that heat haze where all the moisture from the night starts lifting. It's going to be a hot one. I'm wearing the voluminous cotton dress, which I with pride say matches my ride-on mower. But to give you the illusion that I'm going to swan around with it with a cool drink in my hand all day, but you and I both know that's coming off straight after the show, and there'll be work shorts on and a t-shirt to get round and finish watering the garden before it gets too hot. Right, homework done. Okay. Who is here this morning? Let me put glasses. Put the glasses on. Ah, good morning, Leanne, in sunny Queensland from a sunny West Gippsland. Good morning, Sue. Hello, Donna. Greetings. Hello to you and everyone. Anne Francis. Lois Christine. Hello. Good morning, Carol Newton. Lorraine's here. Doreen's here. Maureen's here. Yvonne Chapman, good morning to you. Leslie, I sent that off for you, Yvonne, too. It's gone to your address. Leslie, hello. Karen Kelver. Anne Hamilton's here from the UK. Good morning, Anne. Good evening, Anne, I should say. Elizabeth, greetings to you. Oh, hot and dry up your way, mate. Do you like that? I do the proper voice and I go, oh, hot up your way, mate. How awkward was that this morning? But I bet it is. Janet and Val, hello to you. Chris Otto, oh, good morning, Leesa, Robin, everyone. Lovely morning. Yes, it is. And we're going to make the most of it today, aren't we? We are. Whether you're out and about, enjoying the sunshine, having a swim at the beach, or sitting inside with the aircon sewing. Jane Bale, good morning to you. Sylvia Trencher, hello, up in Yamurka. Good morning, Bridget, up in Echuca. Good morning, Susan. Marg, Bernadette, Liz, and oh, you're all here. This is where I run out of time to do it before we've got to start. Mary, good morning, Deanna. How are things in Costa Rica? I'll never get sick of saying that. Giselle, welcome to Chandler's Cottage. Thanks for joining us. Louise, good morning. Too hot for golf today. Denise Klassen, good morning to you. It's been so long. Julie, good morning from Geelong, a long way from home, but we sail tonight on the, oh, she's off on the SOT, Spirit of Tasmania, for those not in Australia, or maybe not even for anyone else besides the Victorians and the Tassies, is the Spirit of Tasmania from Port Melbourne on the dock, off to Tassie. Nice. Irene, Maz, good morning to you. Fiona's here. Are you just off night shift, Fee? You usually are. Kathy, good morning to you down. You're down that way. That way, as the crow flies. Wendy, Deb, good morning to you. Oh, I don't even know how to do South Australia pointing from here. Sorry. Irene and Fiona, if you were with me, would you put, if you were me, where would you? Fiona, everybody, pray to St. Anthony. She's lost her rotary cutter. So everyone pray to St. Anthony, please, the saint of lost and misplaced things, Fee needs to find it. I don't know, Fee. It will be, you will have picked it up with the bundle of fabric that you were cutting last time. And it's wherever you've put that fabric. That's usually where mine is. Megan, good morning in... Is that right? No, that's Northern Hemisphere. Oh, I'm going to say it that way. Good morning, Megan, in Northern Victoria. Susan Gores, good morning to you. Ali, from a very cold Port William. Oh, you are up there. You definitely are up there. All right, everyone, let's get started. Good morning, Bronwyn. Colder there than here, heading down to Druin for granddaughter's 4th birthday on Wednesday. Lovely. It is a bit chill. It is a little bit cooler down here. It usually is, and that's a good thing. Cheryl Cummings, good morning. Jackie, Glenda, can I come back and say hello to you all in person a little bit later when we finish the show, because I'm gonna get behind and we could do this all morning, and I love the fact I've got you all up out of bed again. Fiona is in Cootamundra, if you're overseas and just wondering how to pronounce that from that comment. Cootamundra, or Coot, as I like to say, because we love to abbreviate things, don't we? Maria George, good morning. Oh, Michelle Cording's here. Hello. Robin Smith's here. Lynn Ferris here. Sandy Thornton's here. Everyone's in the house. Nancy, Kate and Hillary, good morning to you. Gerda, I am honoured. You are all here. Really, I am. Quite actually honoured and humbled, actually. Morning, Helen Sayer. It's lovely that you've joined me. Okay, so bright stand this morning, and it is summer finally. So I'm having a little bit of a summer sale, a super summer sale. You know, you've got to come up with a marketing pitch. Triple S was great. Is one of our suppliers. You might have bought Triple S products, but for us, it is the super summer sale. It's all about coordinates. So we are in the middle of setting up a big wall of shelves and shelves of all of our beautiful coordinates. Now, so let me explain. I've got so much room to put them all in, and Susie and I and Jade were on it last weekend, and it's a little bit of a squish. Now, I have a big project coming up that Amber and I are working on at the moment. Steve's done a bit on it too, but it is a 100 block quilt, and it is called Colour My World, and it features 100 beautiful, let me find you one, quick, let me find you one, beautiful Northcote Colourworks fabrics. I adore them. When I worked for Robert Kaufman, yes, I loved Robert Kaufman solids, Kona, they're called Kona solids. I love them. But I'm going to be honest with you this morning. I'm going to say it out loud on Facebook. One of the issues that we had with the Robert Kaufman Konas, and it exists to this today, is that they started manufacturing them in different locations. And when I say locations, countries. So after a while I found, and if you work with them every day, you pick it up. And I suppose if you bought a kit with them in, you probably would pick it up by the time you finish cutting and started sewing, you might start to pick it up. You pick up a difference in the cloth. They probably did pretty well with the colours, but the cloth and the consistency and the quality would vary across the range. And so I got out of Konas, and you would, some of you would remember, we had a massive Kona clearance sale back in the warehouse, and I moved on. And then I found Northcote Colourworks. I am in love with them. They have made me, you would know, just slightly shift what I'm working on, the sort of stuff I like doing a little bit, because now I've got the confidence to use the solids again. So I fully endorse, absolutely, to the end, Northcote Colourworks. I love them. And that was before I started doing some design work for them this year, which you will see later in the year. I'm doing some, you know this, don't you? Oh, you don't? Oh, shut up now. Sorry. But it's got nothing to do with straight cotton either. But this was way, way back before that. And then from the Colourworks, then came all the other stuff. Then came the shimmer and the Toscanas. So they love them. Now, when I get to this quilt, that I'm doing, going back with those 100 colours. We are doing pre-cut packs for it, and they will be 10 4-inch cuts, and we sort of teased you with a couple earlier this year, 4-inch cuts of each one, and you'll get your little pack, and that 10 will do your 10 blocks, and then give you some left for your stash, and I'm going to give you heaps of other projects to do with them. It's a huge thing that we're working on, and have been for a while. I buy these, the downside, I buy these bolts and they come as 12-meter bolts. I only need to set up my kits for it, probably about 5, if I'm lucky. So I've got these big fat bolts. I've allocated the stock for my quilt, and I need to just reduce the width of these bolts just a little bit so that we can cram them all onto the shelves. And then eventually I'll come back and we'll finish cutting all the ones for the quilt. But that's probably going to happen after our first open day and when we start opening up. So I just need to reduce them a bit. Same goes for Toscanas. Same goes for a couple of others in the building. So if you hop on the website today and put in triple S, you're going to come up with pages and pages of specials. And that's because we have well over 100 colours in the Northcote Colour Works. So they literally take up 10, oh, that's a 10-metre wall. So I'm just looking sideways, sorry. It's a 10-metre wall. So they probably take up about 8 metres. They're masses. So as we're going through, I'll mention the things that we've got that I've taken some dosh off today. And one thing I want to mention as well, and it just came up this week with a couple of things. Someone said to me, oh, so they're on, something was on special, and I said yes, and she goes, so it's $2.50 off, and I said yes. And I went, no, that's a half metre. So remember, when you're looking at the regular price to the sale price, that's half a metre, so it's $2.50 off. Doesn't seem that much, but it's actually $5 off a metre, or it's $6 off a metre if it's $3 off for half a metre. So just, even I forget that, so just keep that in your head when you're having a look through. So I'm going to take you through a few of the things, all the things quickly that we've got on sale. There's a blowfly in here. That's going to add to the sound effects, isn't it? But also this morning, I'm going to walk you through a little demo that I'm working up the text, if you like, for the second edition, the rehash, the new and improved, the extended version, I don't know what we're going to call it yet, of my basic handbag design book. It's not going to be so basic anymore. So I'm working through some samples for that, and I was working on one yesterday, and it was my excuse to play with one of my favourite more modern contemporary fabrics that I've got in the shed at the moment. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to share this with everyone in the morning, because it's just a good thing to have in your pocket to have a play with, and it will go in that book. And I am going to put the dimensions and everything of this, I'm going to pop it in a Quilter's Life, if you're a member of a Quilter's Life, because we've been working a lot with the zips and stuff last week, and we're going to again this week. So I'm going to pop them in there for you, just so you've got the dimensions that I worked with. But otherwise, you can write them down as you go this morning. So I'll show you quickly, well, not quickly, to start, what I have been playing with, which is this. So we've done a few purses along the way, haven't we, in the last couple of years, and we've started adding in zips. So we've had a lot of fun with zips, from the trio purse pattern through to, there's a plethora of ones that we have with zips in them. The Look at Me bag, oh my goodness, like a Melba satchel, lots. And on a Quilter's Life this week, we were working on the Out and About bag, and we're going to do the next version of it next week. So, and thanks for all the photos. If you haven't popped them up in the community on a Quilter's Life, I will do it for you, but I've got some great photos as well of ones that people have made. But I wanted to add in just the general gist of how to add pockets into a front panel. And it is actually something that you can do, I love saying this, without a pattern, You can make it up as you go. So I just want to run you through that this morning. So if you've got any bag that you want to add like a section or a panel into, and again, I'll take you back to the Melba shopping tote. It's a free download on the website as a basis for that. So you could add a panel in of a zip pocket section into a big bag like that, or you just want to make it into a little purse, anything that you like. And you can make it to the dimensions that you want, or roughly to what you think you want. And then when you've finished the zip panel section, then you can make it into a bag, you can make it into a little satchel, or whatever you want to. So this is my little baby here, and I have added in a plain section, and I've done something dodgy on this one already, so I'll explain that to you as we go. But you can see here, first of all, big no, you know I've done what I've done. I haven't tacked each end. I was so excited to get this done yesterday. I haven't tacked each end. So I should really have just stitched that there and there. I'm so naughty. You know that whole do as I say, not as I do thing. So I've got, let me take this out of the way. So this is going to be the front of just a nice little satchel for me to be able to throw my sewing into, or my rotary cutter, or my patterns, or little things like needles, small rulers, all that stuff will go in here. So I'm going to hold this because I've been naughty. So this one opens up and I can get my hand in here, and this could be left as one straight long pocket across. So oh, I don't have my 6-inch ruler, but this would be perfect to pop a long ruler in. But what I've chosen to do with this one is come through after I've put the pocket together and put divisions in. So now I can come back through and I can pop my needle packs in. I might come through and pop my EPP in. If I'm working on something with my zip, I can put zip pulls, whatever I want to pop in those little pockets. So I've got 3 along here, but this is tailored, so I could have just had one here for needles at the end and pop my little 6.5-inch ruler in this one. This is the great thing. You can make it any shape you want. So I'll pull that one back across there because I've been naughty. And can you see that's bubbling a little bit across here? That was me. I got it right. I loosened off my tension when I put the zip in, but I turned my machine off, and when I came back I forgot to adjust for the fact that I had batting in here, and that's why it's a little bit tight and it's made this pull a bit. So just keep that in mind as well, please. On my Bonina, when I'm in quilting mode, which is effectively what this is with the batting in here, I need to drop my tension from the default 5.75 down to 4. So just have a look at your machine, whatever you've got, and check that you've got that where it needs to be. Look at the froth on that coffee. Rob did a fine job this morning. That's an excuse for nicking some. All right, I've popped a little pin tuck in here and I'll explain why that's a problem in a minute. Then I've popped a plain section in. Now on here, because they're hexagons, how can I not use EPP to decorate? How exciting is this? Look. So I'm going to do something sort of like this, and when I do the book, I am going to do a few little kits for, just for some, not all of them, but some of the samples that are in the book. And sort of you'll be able to have a little search word, and you'll be able to pull up all the kits. So I could do that, like that, or I could go this way. This kills me a little bit because of the way I cut the fabric. You can see that the kind of the pointy sides on my hexagons are going that way, and therefore if I turn them this way, it might just bug my OCD issue just a little bit, but we'll see. And they can go there, that can go there. So a lot of fun to be had from taking the design off the fabric with this particular. Oh, no, I can't fit them all. I got carried away making them. Oh, I want to fit them all. Okay, someone's got to go. I think it's the pink, for maybe one pink. Like that. Oh, and remember last week we did our woven EPP? So there's another opportunity with elongated ones or these ones. So I'll probably do that. I haven't decided yet, but that's probably it. The other thing, if you went for the smaller hexagons, you could do actually 3 little flowers if you got those little teeny weeny ones. Anyway, so that's what's going there. So on the plain one, and then we come up and I've added another zip in here. So with this one, who have I missed? Someone's saying good morning to me and I don't know who. Oh my goodness, you're all here. Good morning, Jill. Welcome. Jill crosses late. Did you bring a note? Karen DeWilt, good morning. It is going to be a hot one. Hey, Karen, are you fully here yet? And when I say here yet in Gippsland, you must be. Good morning, Karen. So this one goes all the way down to the bottom. So this is the one I can get serious and put my patterns into and stuff on the side. Might also be somewhere I can just pop my phone. I don't know, something like that. And then I'm at the top. And then this can also be a zip across here. How cool is that? I've cut... Just, I get so excited over little things, don't I? Then I've got another piece, another strip of my main fabric, and I have cut this just over, so it will be just over 1/4 inch. So this is 2 1/4, folded them in and then into the middle like we always do. And then I'll top stitch that. I'm going to use that for a strap here. So I'll use a little D-loop, and I'll use a little bit of this to pop a loop in that side seam. And then I'll be able to finish this off and have my little dingle dangle, so I can hang it over my wrist if I wish to. With me, most likely it'll hang on a hook in my office or on a hat stand or something where I keep all of my stuff. So as I said, I'm going to pop all this together in the book coming up, but I'm going to run you through just this process this morning so that you can go off and have a play with it. It'll be good. All right, now what I was saying about the Colourworks that are on special. Look, if you want one of these little kits early, to make this up, just let me know. I'll pop the picture up in a Quilter's Life, but I'll pop it up on Facebook too. And if you want one, just let me know. But I'm holding back most of this, or sorry, a second bolt of this stock. I've got one up on the website today to make these kits up. So if you want one, just, I'm not going to say no, am I? So just let me know. Now have a little bit of a look. I think it's, hang on, is it that one? It's that one. It's that one. Just trying to get the colours right. Have a looky here. So these, to give you an idea of these Colourworks, what I love about having so many of them in the building is that, in the shed, is that I can take a fabric like this and it's really easy for me to go through and match up the colours with it. So if you have a close look at this stuff, I shouldn't call it this stuff, should I? You can see it's actually got a lot of different colours in it. It's got 2 different reds, an orange, a pink, and 2 different greens, and a beautiful sort of soft creamy yellow. Not even a creamy yellow, more like a blush skin colour cream. So then I was able to go along the shelf with great joy. I think I've used the wrong, no, yep, that's right. I've used the right one. So then I can go along the shelf and I can pull an orange. I could have pulled more. I could have pulled 2 greens. I pulled a green and this gorgeous watermelon pink. So this is the lovely thing about these. And the time to go looking at the Colourworks. So there's a couple of things with this. You go looking at the solids when you need a sashing to contrast well, particularly if it's a thin sashing. So if it's a wide sashing, then you're more open to going to a small printed coordinate. But if it's a really thin one, or it's for bias, or it's for that little pop of a pin tuck along the way, like the one I've got on this zip, then it's time to look at solids. Now the other time it's time to look at solids is when your fabric has no shading in it. And this is one thing that I see a fair bit, is that someone will show me the most beautiful quilt, or I'll see one on the internet and I'll go, there's something in my brain, in my OCD brain, whatever you want to call it, that is not coping too well. The colours will be right, the dimensions will be right, all of that, but what the difference is is they've got a really a solid quilt, solid prints in their quilt, and they've used a shaded sashing or binding. So if there's no shading, we call this flat screen or flat design, then solids are the way to go. Now won't be long before you'll be able to come down and have a look and bring your fabric and pick one yourself. But in the meantime, or if you're too far away, you're most welcome to send me a little bit in the mail, or if it's one of excuse me, one of our fabrics off the website, then you ask me to do the match, and we do lots of matching. So if you want to have a look at all those today and you're putting in, I would have to put clear vinyl on the front. Wendy, actually, yeah, put the clear vinyl on the back. Absolutely, that's what Karen does in the UK. She does a pretty front like a quilt, but on the back with the zip, it's actually clear, and she's got all her projects in it. So on her desk, it looks like she's got a pile of mini quilts. It's really, really cool. It's cool. I'll have to get her to send a photo for us. If you want to have a look at these, they are Colourworks, and I know you should, Leesa, I know how to spell Colourworks, but if you're a good grammatical girl, like English grammatical girl like me, you'll put a U in there for colour and it won't show up because it's Canadian company. So there's no U in there. So it's just an O for Colourworks. So they are all up there and they are marked down. Remember what I said, what you're seeing as the discounts actually for half a metre. So you can double it for what I've taken off. The other thing is, as I've been mentioning, and it's a bit of a downer, a bit of a damper, is prices are skyrocketing, and so I suppose I want to get from the stock that we've got now all of our beautiful packs cut for our Colourworks quilt. And I'd love you to be able to grab it at the prices is now, because by the middle of the year, this stuff will go up again on top of the regular price. So, you know, and I sort of go, oh, guys, why does it have to be more? Why does it have to be the same price as like my complicated screen stuff on it? Metallic costs a fortune to put on, and the prices now, they're up sort of the same as printing mine, but with metallic. But of course there are other elements I'm not thinking about. There is the fact it is still fully coloured, even though it's not screen printed. The amount of dye they use is massive compared to what you do with mine. So it all kind of evens out. So there you go. All right, so we're going to do this one. We're going to have a play with this, and I've got another fabric out ready to do that with. So let's just have a look quickly up here. So this morning I'm going to start cutting into these two to start making another one up. Isn't it yummy, yummy, yummy? So this, now for those in a quilter's life, you will recognise this fabric, slightly different to the one I used this week. So again, I've pulled out a beautiful Colourworks. This is colour 671, and it's called Sea Glass. So this is a really popular colour for us, and I've popped it up with this. If you pop the word blooming into the search window, it will bring this fabric up. I've also pulled, it's that blue bordering on green, so it's that aquary teal color, and I absolutely love it. I went down to find the matching thread, and I thought, oh, there'll be 2 or 3 that will go with that. No, there was only one. one. In confetti, it's confetti 722. It was the only one. See, look at that. How's that for a match? And I'm going to match it up with this beautiful teal zip. Ooh, to make another one up. And this is I'm going to make another one of this one because I've messed it, and then this one up as well. So they are very yummy. So we're going to pop them back for a minute, but that's what I'm going to use for the next one. Oh, Ginny, get off my legs. I haven't got anything on the legs this morning. No. Not the cotton. And this one up here, this is the one that we made on A Quilter's Life this week. So, yeah, and if you, yeah, I've got finished the other one. I'll show you in a minute. So it's a little private joke, but this is the one that we made on A Quilter's Life this week. So this one also has a zip and a concealed pocket on the side. A little bit different again, a little bit more to get your head around, but that's my other one. So if on A Quilter's Life, you've got the pattern for this one and 2 demos this week. So if you wanted to join up, there's no, you can join for 1 month, you can join for 6 months, it's up to you, but that's what we're doing this month. We've done, and we're going back this week and we're going to do it again. It's called the Out and About Back, and it's in AQL Make section. We're going to do it again, we're going to do applique with it. And for those that were watching the other day with the other demo, I finished it. So there it is again, that's in a different colour. Pocket on the side. So when I was making it the other day, I managed to break a needle and I just went, you know what guys, I'll go and finish it. And then you have a look at the other one. So I did. So that one's gone too. So that's just another, it's another technique. That's kind of something I probably won't cover in the book because it's just, it's a real visual thing, I think, as well. So we're going to probably have that one as a pattern separate, but if you're in the club, it's yours, it's there to have a look at. Might be something you just watch in the background while you're sewing. So that, yeah, is just another gorgeous version using that black and white fabric, and you'll find that under blooming. Now the other stuff that I've got up here, there is some of the Jolly Bijous are on special. I've actually pulled 2 or 3 offline because I have auditioned them and they're going in the 2025 calendar. So that's how far ahead I'm working at the moment. So these are on special too. Beautiful for English paper piecing, sashing, applique, Dresden's, clamshells. Can you imagine it for clamshells? It'd be absolutely, oh, it'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? Oh my goodness. Perfect. So there's a few of those that are up. As I said, a couple may have just disappeared. They have been ceremoniously stashed. So I've pulled those, and I went through and sort of pulled out as examples some perfect partners of other stuff that's on specials. So the fairy frosts are all on as well. The guy from the distributor rang me the other day. And he said, Leesa, do you need any fairy frosts? I have a terrible feeling he brought a whole heap in for me. This is the local distributor. And I said, no, I'm really sorry, I don't. And he said, but you usually use so much. I said, I do, but I haven't got a project at the moment that uses them. And I'm just looking down the back aisle in the shed, and I haven't chosen one yet to use for the calendar for next year, and I'm not sure. Oh, a little bit might go in an advent, but the thing is, yeah, I don't know. It might go in the advent calendar. I don't think so. I think they're all done and dusted. But fairy frosts are on, and you know what they're like. They just add you that beautiful little bit of luster in. So that's an example. And I've also pulled the other one in the fans out with a different one. So this is crocus down here with the Jolly, and then the same print here with, what have I got here? Calypso. Look at them together. That's a bit of fun, isn't it? That is a lot of fun. Now the other, now what dropped? Oh, that's okay. The other Jolly, you know I leave you on that camera so you can't see how I trash the stand, don't you? Just leave you there. The other one that I absolutely love, and it's just one of those crimes in life, I don't have time to dedicate a day to using it at the moment, is this beautiful Jolly. And I have teamed him up with, this is raspberry. I thought it was going to be Marrakesh, but it's raspberry in the Colourworks. So it's just an amazing print because it's sort of got that watermelon. It's got, it's got this colour almost in it with a beautiful fuchsia pink. So the raspberry is a blend of both of the colours that are in this. So I just chose that one. But I could find I could find at least 3 or 4 pinks in the Colourworks that would go with this. So if you need another one, let me know. And this little combo, am I boring you? Give me a second. Oh, put this back here. This little combo, I love. So this is another Joli Bijou. I just like saying it, in the aqua with the blue, and I've popped it with precious metals. Remember, with precious metals, because it's a pricey fabric, we sell it by the 25 centimetre increment, so that you only need to get a little bit if you want to. But look at them together. Whoa, they're just yummy. And then I teamed them up with, now this is for the sake of having them on the stand with a bolt. This is, put the glasses on, 673, called Surf. And this goes beautifully with this because it's a shade paler. However, the one that I'm going to use, the sea foam that I'm going to use, was it sea foam? Sea glass, my apologies. Sea glass also goes and is the same value of shading as the swirl. So you can go a shade lighter with Surf, or you can go the same with sea glass, and they all go together. What I was going to say too about the precious metals, they're a really unusual thing because essentially they are a solid, but because they are the metallic, they will go with anything that's got metallic gold or metallic silver in them. So this is a shaded fabric, but the solid in the metallic is fine. So the metallic precious metals are an exception to what I said before. That's just a personal choice. These came in, I got these in this week because someone was talking to me about thread cutters, and I thought we really should have one. I didn't get the clover ones. I got these because they go beautifully. Now we're talking about presents and stuff. They go beautifully with our little Melba trinket boxes. So I've got 9 of these left. I did check this morning. So if you've got your little Melba box like this, if that camera's a little bit goes there. Sorry about the blowfly sound effects. All right, one of these inside there. Oh, Valentine's Day present to yourself would be just beautiful. So if you put Class A, oh, I haven't done a little thing for that. KLASSE. If you put Class A in the search window on the website, it will bring up all our beautiful little scissors. And this is one, if you put in trinket, it will bring up the Melba trinket boxes. But that in there would be beautiful, as are the micro scissors that we have as well. There's a couple of other things here up on the wall that didn't make it into today's story. I will leave them up there for next week. I've got some 1/4 inch steamer seam, I know, that I got in. So I've got those, and we'll be back using forceps again in the next couple of weeks. There's also some beautiful new fabrics. Watch out for them. They will go up this week, and they'll probably go, we are well overdue to do a newsletter again, so they'll go up. They're just a collection of, they're beautiful Kimberbells, and they've also been brought in with, well, they've been brought into edition for next year's calendar, but also I'm working on a little collaborative with Margaret at the moment, and I just think just perfect little prints to use for that. But they've been brought in as the auditions, so I'll pull off the little bits that I need, and then I'll pop them up this week. This gorgeous Hoffman is on special, and he was just one of those beautiful fabrics that came in, and we just didn't show it any love, and I feel really bad about it. I think he will go into my book as one of the samples, the design books, because he's just gorgeous. Probably when we talk about taking embellishment ideas from a design. This has got these beautiful leaves on it. Hey, Club Guys, we could actually use this in our applique this week, maybe. Anyway, if you love the look of this, and again, you would like some small pieces of solids or Toscanas to go with it, then I can do that. Would love to do that for you. If you put Kaufman, what's the word use yourself for? Oh, the hexagon fabric, in its name, there is the word yourself. So if you put the word yourself into the search window, you will find it. All of the Kaufman fabrics that are on special, if you put in Kaufman and our main code for today, SSS, into the search window, it will pull up the Kaufmans on special, like these beautiful swirls that are up here. So you will find them. There's more than just those two, there's a few. If you put, you know, things happened here a little bit too quick along the way. And one was the complete collection of Banyan batiks arrived. You know how sometimes you go, I wonder why no one's buying those. I cut some for Carol this week. Carol, I cut yours, and I thought, why are these not, what have I done wrong? Jenny Wren, Jenny Wren, that's absolutely fine. And I will email you good news on a few things we've been working on with you. Leesa Scarf, good morning to you. Hello, Jeanette. Narelle, welcome. Nice to see you here today. Okay, all right. Karen, good morning. So, why do I, because they went online. We had about, do you remember, we had about 4 or 5 of them before we came down here, and then we got the whole lot in about 2 months ago. I don't know what happened. I'm sure I asked Steve. He says no, but there you go. We'll just let that one ride. I don't know what happened. Banyans. Can you see what I've done here? So Banyan batiks, please go and have a look at them. These are our new babies. They are really reasonably priced considering what's happening now with pricing. Hoffman batiks are up around, you ready? $29 a meter. Not happening. These are equally as good. I love them. And I think normally, not when they're on sale this weekend, they will be, I think they're going to be about 24. You'll see when you go in and have a look. But if you search for the word Banyan, you will find them. They're yummy. They're yummy, they're yummy. They're very yummy. We'll still have some Hoffmans if I need to fill in gaps or for things that I use them for all the time. But can you see what I've tried to do? Dream Bigs are on special. Dream Big. Just taken some off because I've got bits here, and you know we've used them and we love them. So they are on special just for this week. And you can see what I've tried to do. I've pulled Toscanas. I've pulled Toscanas in those colours to match the Dream Bigs up here, and then also the new Banyan batik. So I've tried to get that. I had a go. Tried to get that going, and the other colours are down here. So what I'm trying to say is, if you choose one of these and then you want a Toscana or maybe an ombre or a batik to go with it, then we can help with that. And also these ones down here, I've got that Weather Girl feeling. Hey, don't forget too, there's still bottom lines on Whopper Special on clearance price, especially if you use them for EPP. Whatever you use them for, please have a look. There's still quite a few. Valerie, Valerie's bonus packs are on special too. These big Whopper ones, I've just got a few of left, and then we probably won't do those again for a while. I want to do smaller packs so we can do the mix and match, if you like. And that was fun and great, thanks Val. But now we're going to do smaller ones of a few more mixes. So they're all up there. Did I do them all? Fairy Frost. One left I'll do later. Jolie for Jolie Bijou. Banyan. Kaufman, the fabric that's got the word yourself in, the hexagon one, and Dream Big. All right, they're done. Colorworks are done. Let's look at these zips. So I'm going to move all this over there, all this over here. My hexagons, I did put them under this coat as well. Hey, those sharps that we talked about last week, they are really good. Super good. Angela, good morning. Just seeing you here. Angela from So Bright Quilting is in the building. Hexagons to do later. You know they're not going to go on that particular bag. I will do a new one for that. Okay. So I want to make mine out of this time. I have to talk about that. Let's put that there. Out of this time. And the main thing you want to do when you start is decide roughly how wide you want it to be. Now I love working around the 12.5 width, and that's because I know it comfortably fits across my 42 inch wide or 44 inch wide fabric. So probably the widest you can go is 14, so that you can get 14 cuts across. And that is really good because I like to use this, if you're going to use this as well, for your lining. So I need 3. I need one for the back panel of my satchel. I'm going to talk satchels this morning. The back panel of my satchel, which I haven't done yet. So, wait, go back here. Let me just zip myself up a bit. So if that's my front, I want this hexagon fabric for the back of my satchel. So I want to be able to get all 3 in a width, and then I'll roughly work out how high I want it to be. So if it's for a satchel, I feel a little bit awkward if I go any bigger than the biggest I would go. I'm looking at my cutting board, 10 inches probably. So to keep it all safe that I've cut an ample amount for that, I'm going to cut 11. And rule of thumb for me, I just love starting with 1/2 meter, because then I know if I'm frugal and I've got some left over, I can make a little matching purse to go inside, or I don't know, it'll go in the stash. It'll get used for something, but I don't want to cut myself short. Now the other thing that you need to think about too is how much zip you've got. And so I like, or we sell in 1 meters, which means if I want 3 zips, say 2 on the front and 1 across the top, then that takes me, I know I'm just telling you how to suck eggs, just, you know, basic maths. But 1 is 40 inches, 1 meter is 40 inches. So if I break that down, I can get 3 13-inch pieces of this, or lengths of this. So then I go, okay, I really don't want to make my satchel any wider than 13, probably under that. So I've got a little bit to trim off each end. So yeah, I'm going to do that today. You can always buy more zip, I know, but today I want to work with a 1 meter length because I know that's how we sell it in those increments. So I'm going to cut this down right now so that it's done, and then I can pop 2 of them, or I can pop them in a pile. You can hear my chickens banging on. It's hot, let me out. They are not coming out today because they are chickens. They don't know how to cope with the heat. Well, they do. My chickens are really good, but they're going to stay inside and they're going to get fresh cold water in a while. And then they'll get frozen corn and watermelon later to keep them cool. All right, so this was a very generous 1 meter cut. Got all that left, and if I wanted to, I can save this because he can make a really cute little coin purse to put inside. So I've got those. That's those, and then our zip pulls. We also sell in. What are the other ones? Oh, I may have mucked that up. Sorry, we sell in packs of 3, so that's perfect. I chose the hexagon ones, sorry, the snowflake ones for this, Guys, because these are hexagons and the snowflakes are essentially hexagons. But for this next one that I'm doing, I'll run flowers. Oh, that's what hit the floor. No, I had another pack here somewhere. Robbie, if you're back this way, can you grab me one? Anyway, there are flower pools as well on the website. I'm going to run with the flower pools for this sample when I make it up. Okay, so now we'll pop that aside. So what did I say? We're going to go about 13. Yes, we've got our zip lengths at 13. And we're going to... Oh, you went far away.
Grab what?
Grab what? Don't what? What's a what? Can you please go over to the cutting benches down this end? There are all the narrow trays with the zip pulls in.
Mm-hmm.
I just need a pack of gold flower ones, please. No, where are you going? Cutting board. Narrow zip. Containers full of zip pulls, and there's gold ones there somewhere. Just one pack. Just one pack. Thank you. Right. So, let me cut this. Big ruler. Let me cut this. I don't really have enough room on here, do I? There's going to be a meeting about that soon. Alright, so I've set that on 7, and I think I want to go... Well, the other one that I'm doing is kind of looks about right. So if I come up 12, which is 19 and another half, let's just go generous for now. I'm going to cut it at 13 high. And you can always come down and trim it off later. So that's going to use just over 30 centimeters of my ½ meter, and that's going to give me 3 lots of 13 or 12 and a half, whichever I want to work. I'll probably go 12 and a half for the sake of those zips having a little bit left over on the ends. Okay, now I'm going to cut again this time, but I don't need to cut as high. I'm down to cutting how high I want my pockets to be. So it's a scary bit. So what I ran with this one was this piece here. I did 2 3.5s and a 2.5. But remember, it's going to end up bigger than the net of all of those together combined, because we've also got the width of the zips going in. And this is where it can get a little bit hard to calculate what size these pieces should be. Because remember, we've talked about switching over a few times lately between a dress zip and between a one of our fancy wider zips. So the way to get over that is just not to worry about it and just generously cut your pieces that go at the back and trim them down as you go. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to cut myself a piece that is 3.5 inches wide, because I know that I'm going to use... Did you hear that rotary cutter? You can hear it, can't you? That means it's blunt, or it's not set up properly and I need to change it over. I'm just going to pop this on my seat behind me for now, and then I'm going to turn this around and cut. And this is where you can make it any size you want. I'm just running with 3.5, but you can do whatever you like. I'm going to trim that off there to tidy it up, and then I'm going to come across to this 12.5 inch width that we've been talking about. So I'm going to cut those there. This can be my strap, it can be my loops, that can be anything. It could also be used for the embellishment that goes on this plain bit here. So now I've got 2 of these, and I'm just going to trim one down further, because I like having this bit here a little bit narrower at the top. So I'll pop that there. There we go. Megan, oh, you're so funny. Yeah, you can never have enough zips. Good morning, Sharon. Donna, how are things with you in Tassie? Good morning, Elizabeth. Okay, so you can see there, they're going to be my 2 pieces for there. And then in between, I'm going to put that beautiful teal. So we'll need to grab that now because we need to start cutting the bits that go behind. Right, so I'll pull this out. So behind our pocket panel, there are 2. There's the one that's actually the lining of the front of the pocket. So there's this bit here, and then you've also got the face bit that sits underneath. That you actually, when a hand goes down, it's at the back of your hand. So there's 2 of them, and one needs to be longer than the other. And I think because of the width, generally, of these larger zips, that I allow an extra inch for that I know is going to be enough to cover that width for the piece that sits here. So if my panel in the front is 3.5, so my pocket front is 3.5, then I'm going to cut a piece, there's 4.5. Now, you know what I'm thinking, don't you? This is a terribly wasteful. I'm sure you'll get this right. Actually, I might cut. No. I'm going to waste my fabric because I don't want to hold you up, but you won't do a full width of fabric if you're doing this because you only need 2 of them. So you'd sort of use half the width of your fabric and save the rest behind, please, because you don't need to cut the whole lot. Unless, like Megan, you're making bazillion of them for the market. Meg's all over this. Okay. Again, I'm going to come through and I'm going to cut them down to 12.5 width. As I said, I will pop on a Quilter's Life these dimensions and we'll go through and talk about it again in my book. My little book. It's a little booklet. Let's not call it a book. Let's call it a booklet. One of these needs to go behind my pocket as the pocket lining. So I can trim him down to 3.5. He can be exactly the same as the front of the pocket. So they go together. But this other piece we're going to leave longer because he will actually sit at the back in here and the zip will run along here. This looks gorgeous in red, but I'm loving this colour. I really do like it. Okay, so that's going to go there. So now what we'll do is, that sort of reminds me, now what we'll do is, we'll mix our dough. I'm watching too many cooking shows. Do you watch Anna Olsen? I watch Anna Olsen. I found Anna. It was Robbie during COVID. I found Anna. What are you doing?
The Banyan Batiks aren't showing online.
Oh.
But they're live in Shopify, so I'm trying to work out.
Oh, go to the shopping channels up the top. Over on the right. See, it says... Yeah, there.
Yeah.
Are they, what does it say there?
Active shop. I just asked Stevie in case he's up with it.
I'll fix it after the show. If you're looking for the banyans, hold tight. Place your order if you don't want to miss out and come back and do another one. I'll combine your shipping for you. I'll find it, Robbie, later. But you're very distracting.
Bye.
Bye. I'll find out what I've done. Though he set them up, so yes, he should come back. He really doesn't want me to sell them, does he? He wants them to stay here. All right, so what we're going to do now is just pop some batting on the back. When you're doing multi-layers, you don't want anything too thick because by the time you've finished your multi-pockets, you might actually have 3 or 4 thicknesses of batting in there. So you don't want anything super thick. If you want it to be really firm, then I go back to the old days before we had the adhesive rubber foam batting and all those wonderful things. and actually pop some interfacing, not on the pocket itself that you're going to see on the front. You don't want it to get that wrinkly look. I would put it on the pocket lining, or perhaps even on that fascia piece that goes underneath, that sits underneath, that your hand sits against. So put it in there. I am running kind of floppy and easy going this morning with the hexagon one, so I'm going to stick with that, and I'm just using H630. So if you want to find this, we have two different adhesive palins on the website. There is 630 and 640, and they'll come under H630 or H640. All right, and they are just a thin poly. So they're really good for, even if you are doing a big bag, they're really good to use to give your pockets a little bit more body on the front, because again, you're going to get that nice sort of little puffy batting look, but it's not going to be too thick to use. The other reason that this is fantastic, if you're using a linen, like we did with the Waratah wine bags, like if you've embroidered a lovely little linen pin cushion or something, this stuff's really good because it does adhere. It's stabilizing it as well, and it's not going to give you a wrinkly look when you put this on. So it's really good for that sort of thing also. A little bit of free information this morning. So I'm just going to iron carefully this on, because I haven't got my Teflon ironing mat over the top, which is of course naughty, but I'll get this on quick, and then we'll just cut this down. Shall we go big scissors instead of the rotary cutter? So, grab some knives and do this. Good morning, Jenny Peach. Aha, Robin's been watching. I know. So Anna, what's the best thing? The best thing about Anna, sorry, just while I'm doing this, was her dry ingredient containers, and it was the most impractical, to me, the most impractical thing, but it was so good. It looked really practical. She had all of her flour and stuff in a drawer here. So at the counter, she just pulled it out, and all of her flowers and everything was sitting without lids in this drawer. And I just thought it was the most wonderful thing. And then I thought, the drawer will be open. I'll end up with chopped fresh herbs falling in, weevils, all sorts of horrendous things I could think of. But you still wanted them, didn't you? I still wanted the drawers with the flour in. All right, so I've popped that on there, and now we can actually start layering up with our zip. We'll pop this wider piece over here. Robin, she's doing live feed shows at the moment as well, and I squealed. She did a live feed, and I posted a comment, and I squealed. She actually replied, and I nearly died. What are we doing? Okay, zip face side up. And over the top, onto this top edge here, we're going to pop our front. This is where you are a pin or a clip girl, and for time and ease, and I really do like, oh no, what have I not done? Hang on a minute. Let's put a pull on, shall we? See, we sent Rob in to get them. And put my flower one on. And you can see it looks really nice. Silver or gold's going to look good with this, but I chose to go with this zip, which has got the gold teeth. So we'll pop that end on there. I like Anna because she's real. She's real. Okay. So that's on, and when I'm at the machine, I must tack both these ends, mustn't I? So the zip doesn't come off. Let's go again. We'll pop this over here. So I like to do it in 2 steps. Hey, you know what? That is really good. I'm glad I've gone 12.5, because now with my zip, I've got this little bit left at each end to come back and trim later. I just feel more comfortable having that, and also I can do that tacking stitch out there. I'll go down a fair way with the clips. And while we're doing this, let's talk feet on our machine. So I'm running a dual feed machine today, so I've got my dual feed zipper foot on. If you don't have a dual feed, if you don't have a zipper foot, you might want to run with your walking foot, and you will get that walking foot over as far as you can to one side so it's not hitting the zip, and then reposition your needle so it comes in closer to the zip again. But look, with this sort of stuff, you want lots of that zip to show, so you don't really need to get in super close to the zip teeth, because you really want that zip to be a little bit of a feature. So now I've popped that on, and I've got my other one at the back, which is the lining of my pocket, and we can head across to the machine. What colour am I going to run for you this morning? Oh, I'm going to leave this one on. I've got this colour in confetti, and it lives out here. So when I seem to use it with everything. It's colour 415, and it's a beautiful soft lemon. It's not the perfect colour to run with this morning, but I'm going to leave it in anyway. It's sort of like my little bit of research to see how many things I can get away using this colour, because it just seems to blend with everything like a pale grey. Alright, so I'll pick a foot, Leesa, any foot. Okay, put this one on. And I'll bring... I'm just so paranoid now about breaking a needle again after doing it the other day. Okay, it's nearly up. I'll pop that down. So I've got this extra wide zip foot on here, and I'm pretty cool with that. And I've got it set on position 3. It's come across on my machine. So it's not going to go all the way in close to the zip, but I really like it because then I'm going to be able to see the zip as a feature of the colour. Oh, sorry, talking too much. Put my dual feed on. So the dual feed engages another set of feed dogs at the back, which is necessary if you've got wide feed dog width. When I've finished one of these bags, I have to send a picture of it to Emma, because I'll go, zip phobia is conquered, because I used to have such a zip phobia. Okay, so I'll stop here, I'll lift up my foot, and I'll put my hand under here and pick up my pretty zip pull and pull it down the other end out of the way. And then we can, I'll tell you, I'm not going to spend long watering out there today because I really, really, really want to sew. I've got some roses in the oval bed bridge that probably need some water today. And they're getting, because they're not getting their mulch until Tuesday, so I'm going to go out and water them. Okay, so there we are, we're on. We'll go back and have a look. So now that was like that, I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to push this back. I'll do it in sections because I really want it to sit nice. And you can hear I've got the steam on, because I think it does need that permanent press. So that one is nice, sitting nice and flat. And then I'll come to the front. I'll just nudge my iron in. If you've got one of the Clover mini irons, if you've got one of those in your stash, they're actually really good to use as well. Of course, they don't have the steam, but you just have your water bottle with you and add water on. They're really good for this sort of stuff. So if you've got one that you think, oh, I haven't used that for a decade because I bought it to do bias work, do pull it out and think about it for little things like this as well. So there's there's the base of my zip-on. All right. Okay, now I'm going to go back and add the next flap that comes up here. And at the same time, we're going to be adding the piece that goes underneath. So this is our piece that we cut, that's an inch longer. That's going to go at the back. You can see it's still probably going to be just a little bit long, not sure, but we'll find out when we pop it on. Now this other piece that I've got left over, that I've realised can actually be the panel that sits above. So as you go with this, you're always going to be either putting a lining behind or the fascia and the next panel up. So that bit's nice and wide and perfect. I can use it. We've got, hang on, I have to read what Bridget said. Everybody stop, I've got to read what Bridget said. You've got a megalitre allowance of water here so we can run sprinklers. Oh, that's awesome. Bridget, I got no issues with water this year because it didn't stop raining until about 2 weeks ago. So I am going to flood that garden, mate. I'm going to flood, no, I'm not going to flood it, but that is awesome. I'm so pleased you have, because I know it's pretty hot up where you are. So that is really good. Addie Chuka, good morning. Oh, Sally, you are very late. Just picking on you. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. All right. So this piece that's going to sit above this, I also want to be 3.5. So I just need to cut a piece. 3.5. At this stage, you can decide if you would like to, and 12.5 wide, my bad. You can decide if you want to add any batting to it. I did. I've actually added batting to all of mine, which means if I wanted to add anything else when the whole front panel is completed, it's not probably going to be batting, it'll be an adhesive filing, I would think. You'd think I'd know by now, wouldn't you? This would be adhesive filing. Right, so there's my piece. I've still got a little bit of a crease because it was on the fold. Get that out. There we go. And again, I'll just cut, I'll just pop it on here. So we've got another piece the same size as before. If you, as you go, if you're going to make a few of these, just keep a notebook and write them down for me, because then you'll have no guesswork and you'll be able to have your own little sort of pattern notes for making it the size that you like. And then you'll be able to go through and say, okay, before I start, I need to cut 2 bits of pellin that are 3.5 by 12.5. I will pop in the back of this little design book again, a little section, note section. As bigger, it's A4, not A5 this time. So you'll have your little section at the back that you'll be able to keep your notes in as well, as you go through and try the different assembly techniques out. If you've already got your design book, there's nothing wrong with the one you've got. I'm just going to do another one with a bit more detailing and an update on the photos, of course. Okay, so we go again. Didn't do those tacking stitches. Oh, just don't want to waste your time. Yeah, I do need to do them. Give me 2 seconds. Just want to go across here and just do it slowly with my zip foot on, because I want to leave it on. Just pop these guys together way out here on the edge. I'm not sure how I'm going to go because I don't have my straight stitch foot on and I'm doing it with my zipper foot. Come on, you can do it, you can do it. Okay. As long as I've got one end done, just so that the zip pull doesn't come off. That'll do me. All right, so we go again. This time, this goes here. And this goes at the back. So the first time round we had this one on the front and we had the lining at the back. This time round we're going to have the next section that goes up here and this one here. Now at this point I'm going to tell you what's wrong with what I did before. Is that there? Yeah. There is a real problem, there is an issue with popping in the pin tuck because it affects where you sit the zip. And you can see up here what's happened is because I wanted the pin tuck to face down this way, I had to have all of the seam allowances sitting up because I'd put the batting in, and it means that I end up with this little 1/4 inch ridge up here, which I know is going to get, I just know over time it's going to get caught in the teeth. So I've got a couple of options. If I really wanted something like this on the edge, I would do a 1/4 inch bias, probably just down a little bit with the pretty fabric, or I would just leave it out. Or it will be fine and I'll be able to pull all of this seam allowance down to top stitch if I don't have the batting in it. So I'm going to leave out that pin tuck for now until I get to that. And I come down here, I need to line up my fabric that I'm putting on with the previous fabric, not over here on the end of the zip because we've got extra zip on here. So if it's midnight when you're doing this, just keep that in mind. So again, I'm going to clip in 2 steps because I like to get them on even at least half a way down to start with. Actually, I run from the other end because, let me take that out, because as we know, it's much better running with that batting on the top. Okay, then I'll come back here, line up that fascia piece that's going to sit underneath. So it's a bit strange this time because when we've put this fascia bit on, it doesn't flip anywhere. It stays exactly where it is. So if you are using a fabric that has a right and wrong side, this should be your right side here, not in there. Don't feel like it should be facing backwards or anything. It should be still right sides together. Okay, back to the machine. We're still on 3. I've turned down my tension on my machine, not far as I usually do, to 4, and that's because I know, as I said before, with my machine, once we've got a few layers of batting in, I need to ease off that tension as if I was quilting a quilt with my walking foot on. I'm nearly up to having to lift the foot. And push that all the way back. Move this down. Who said good morning? Someone said good morning. Good morning, Deb. You are? Oh no. Deb's got COVID. I'm very sorry to hear that, Deb. Very sorry indeed. Happens to the best of us. Well, actually, it hasn't happened to Rob yet. He's the best. He's just got it yet. I'm very sorry to hear that. but I'm glad you could join us and you remembered that we were here. All right, how are we doing? We're doing okay. Here we are. So now what I've done, so that was where we were, and now I'm just pushing this one up. I so want to push this one up that's underneath, but it stays there as the fascia for our bottom pocket. So I'll give this a little press. Now looking at this now, there's a few options available to me in terms of top stitching, because I really do think these sit best when they are top stitched. So I could run, if you've got a gold metallic in your stash, fire away. You could also go with that gorgeous teal. So this is the teal that I've got here, and that would look beautiful, absolutely beautiful on this black and white to match this side. It will blend here and it will show up here. Or I could run with the black, and then I would have black here. And some of that in a way will depend on how I decide to embellish this pocket, this panel here, which is on the front of the next pocket up. And I think, part of me wants to ruche in this fabric, but I think what I'll do, and I don't have them here on my desk, but you know what they are. I think I'll run with the EPP octagons. So if you pop EPP into the search window, you'll find them. They are there. So I would definitely look at doing octagons. We used them last week too across there, because I don't know, I think I can go through and I can fussy cut sort of some of the flowers, the smaller flowers, you know, from the actual print. So I'll have little pops of zinnias across. So that's a decision still to be made, but I think that that's probably what I'll do. And then it sort of stays with the flower theme. If you want to do some little ruched ones as well, don't let me stand in your way. You could also do Suffolk puffs too with this fabric, because it's got the lovely circular flowers on it. So you could just cut circles out of it and pull them in, and it's going to give you an embellishment that is indicative or reflects the circular shapes that are on the print. So a little line of say 3 or 5 little Suffolk puffs across here would be gorgeous. Oh, now I have to decide which one. I think I'll probably, I'm going to puff this one. I'm going to puff it. Do you like that? I'm going to puff that one. And when I remake this one, I'll stick with my hexagons, and then I've got 2 completely different looks that I can pop in the book or on the back cover or wherever. So I'll do that. It could be the cover shot. Who knows? I don't know yet. No, I do know. It's not that. But yes, we shall see. All right, so if we go back now and have a look here, that piece that we popped on as our fascia underneath, that we made sure was generously big enough, you can see it's just peeking out down here. So I can go back now and I can trim that off. Just make sure we are straight like that. Oh, you are most welcome, Sharon. If you are talking about the Out and About bag, yeah, that was good fun. Do you know though, Sharon, the amount of stuff I had to hide in my office, because we did it in my sewing room, that demo on the club, and afterwards I just went, that's it. You know how you had that moment where you walk in a room and there were like 2 cameras, 3 lights and stuff all over the place, and then I had to do the 3-hour complete strip down cleanup. It's disgusting. Did the floors and everything. So, but we'll be back in there this week when we do the next one. But I shouldn't have had to have hidden everything. Just push that lot that way and push that lot that way. So it'll be much better this week, I promise. We might even clean up the design wall and use that. We shall see. It was a little bit of a train wreck. All right, so the same thing you're going to do now, exactly the same with the next one up. So as we did earlier, I've got my next section up here ready to go. I've got another of my zips, and we need to add the pieces behind. So you can keep going with this. This is my next one here. You're going to repeat exactly what we've just done. So you will pop this on here. That's going to be your front, but now your pocket comes all the way down to the bottom. So what I would do is have a look at this here. Let's just sit that there and that there and have a look across, because your pocket is from the back of this all the way down to the bottom now. So that's 7 inches. So I would cut it 7.5. And then, but then, wait, there's more. Remember, when you fold this up, you're going to need that fascia that goes behind as well. So I would actually cut a piece 8.5, because then I know I've got ample for the actual pocket lining, which is going to sit behind all of this because it goes all the way down. And then the next piece I've got, it needs to be bigger to take in the width of the zip. So this one I would need to be 8.5. So just cut yourself a piece that is 8.5, and then it's going to be enough for both. And just repeat what we've just done. So you're going to put the zip together with the piece that pops up to the next bit, and then you're going to have the pocket lining, and then at the top of the zip you're going to put on the fascia, just exactly the same. You know, give me 2 seconds. Just let me just cut 2 bits for you, because I really want to make sure you've got the hang of this before we go. We all go back to our own little worlds for the day. Big ruler, Leesa. Big ruler, big ruler, big ruler. And I'm only using 2 colours today. So you might like to just get into that stash and have a play with what you've got. If you've got a spare zip laying around, I know a lot of you do. So you could just get in and have a little play. I don't know why I did that with a singing voice, because I can't sing for the love of money. I'm going to cut a piece that's 8.5. If you're doing one for a little person to use for school, for pencils, for craft or anything, the more different fabrics they use, I think the better. I've cut this 8.5 wide. I'm going to cut 2 pieces that are 8.5 high. I'm going to cut 2 pieces that are 12.5 wide. For now, these little bits too, maybe a little folded pocket on the inside. Okay, so I'm going to back this just like we did before. This will get backed. I will pop this right side down on there. I need to show it to you properly, don't I? That's going to go there. Nope, that's right. That goes there, sorry. And then the lining, you know why I've confused myself? It's because I've cut these 2 pieces the same size for now. And then that will go there. So essentially, this panel here becomes now the whole pocket. So we're going to lay that down there. You're going to sew across, and then you're going to flip it over, and then your pocket will now have its lining. I'm going to sit that zip in there. I know, for all the time fiddling around showing you, I could have just sewn it, but that's going to sit there. Then you'll come back. This will have its batting on the back. It will go down there. And that will go on the other side, and that is your fascia that goes behind. And you can see they're all generously long enough underneath. And then this, oh, put it upside down. Hang on. My bad. And then you'll flip that up, and then that will be there, and you'll have your whole fascia bit that sits behind. And that is what that's going to look like. Fun, super fun. You'll have a little bit of that showing. So you just keep going. this is the pocket here. You'll be able to trim off your exit. And then when you get to the second level, you'll treat the whole bit that you've already done as your pocket. And then you put that down like that. And here's one I prepared earlier. Now when you finish this bit, you can remember you can put your divisions in here, but you have to do it before you add the next pocket. Otherwise, you're going to go through all of this as well, and you don't want to do that. So that's going to sit like that. All right, so many things that you can do with it. So let me just push this one to the side and pop this one down here so you can see. And then, as I said, I think the EPP on this, it's going to look great. And I will get this one done. I will pop the photos of them finished up on Facebook for you, and I'll also pop the dimensions of this particular size that I really like working with will be on a Quilter's Life for you with the step-by-step little photos. So I'll stop where I am now and pop those photos up for you too. And I've completely trashed my desk, which means we've had fun, a little bit like when you go to a Chinese banquet. You haven't had a good time unless the table's a mess. There was just one more thing I was going to mention that is on special as well as one of, because I've sort of run with this theme of ongoing, all the time, must have coordinates. Of course, I had to pop mine on. So there are about 4 of these packs left, and again, I've loved doing this with all 14 colours of flowering gum. But moving forward for new projects and stuff this year, we'll be changing these over to a 10 pack, so they will have some of these and other fabrics mixed in with them. So we'll do a 10 pack that perhaps run through from from red, gold, green, and then we'll have some other ones in. I really want to do a gold pack again as well that's got the gold flowering gum with the ivory one, and then mix it up with Melba Floral in the cream and things too, so you get a lovely gold cream ivory pack as well. So there's just a few of those, and I've just marked down a little bit of those today, and then I have also marked down, just as I get in trouble when I do it, mark down my own stuff, but I've marked down all of the flowering gum. Their design code is 0012, so if you want to skip all the other stuff under SSS, just pop that in and it will bring it up for you. One thing too, and Andrew will laugh at this, we did this a while ago to send out to our wholesale customers, which is a little book, little pamphlet that's got all of this particular print in it. And when we did them just before, left hand was not talking to the right hand, we did it just before we added in the black flowering gum. So I don't really want to send these out anymore we did a whole heap of them, and then they're invalid, is that what I want to say? So I wanted to offer that if you place an order, until I run out of them, I've got about 30 of them, if you place an order for these during the sale, or one of these packs, anyone that orders this until I run out of them, I'm going to send you one of these so that you've got a little record of all of the flowering gum colours. So if you do a lot of Australian themed things with Under the Australian Sun or Melba, or perhaps you just like having on hand a really good, just use it as good general metallic coordinate, you can have one of these. And I will pop in, I've got a little card ready, pop in a piece of the black as well. So you'll have all 14 colours on hand. So you've got a picture of these ones, but we've checked them and they are really, really super close to the real thing, so close you can choose from these. They've all been colour tested. You've got a real piece to have a feel of over here, so you can keep that with you all the time. And as I said, I'll pop in the black as well, so you've got it. And if you want to just send, you might not need it, but you'll have a friend that's looking at it. It's a nice little thing that you could pop in the mail or give to them to keep on hand, particularly if they're just starting out and they like to see the colours. They've got the codes next to them and everything as well. And it's just a little memento thing you can keep on the shelf with your magazines and things. So I'll pop those in for you if you order any of the flowering gum until I'm looking across there. I think I've got about 30 of them left. So I'll pop them in for you. They cost us a bomb to make. I'm not kidding, because they're high gloss quality, and these were done just before we got our own Canon, and I'm not even sure if Rob can. I think we can do these, but yeah, so they're lovely just to have. A bit like, what have I got in my stash? The DMC card, you know, with the threads, all that sort of stuff. So there you go. That is today's show. It goes so fast. I spend ages thinking about it, and then it's gone. Leanne and Yvonne, and you're most welcome. Thank you very much. Thanks, Anne. Errol Ford, good morning. How are you today? Anne, Linda, Patricia, Faye. Oh, listen, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I really appreciate that you've taken some time. Spent some time at Chandler's Cottage this morning. If you've got any questions, please email me at info@chandlerscottage. If you are one of our YouTube watchers, thank you very much for joining us. And most importantly for you, our sale will go on until midnight next Saturday. All right, so it will continue on until Saturday next week. You know, you were going to ask me what the date, hang on. I've got to put the date on things, don't I? Today's the 11th, so we'll end at midnight on Saturday the 17th. Oh, come on, I had to have a go. I haven't drunk all my coffee. Saturday the 17th at midnight, that's when it will end. So we'll end before the next show. But most importantly, combined shipping until midday on Tuesday. So the way this place works now is I keep an eye on things, and then Susie will be in on Tuesday, and we start prepping orders, and then at midday, that's the cart when we go, okay, who's got more than 2 orders, 1 order, and we can combine shipping, and we send you a refund for your postage that you have saved. So keep all of that in mind for me, but thank you very much. Have a great week, won't you? I like to say, I hope I see you before then, but if not, I'll see you at 8 a.m. next Sunday morning, all right? Bye-bye for now. Thank you.